Welcome to another reading of the BTS story Beyond the Story, the 10-year record of BTS. I hope you are all having a wonderful day or evening. I'm not sure which time zones you belong to, so it may be morning or afternoon and evening for some of you. So we are in chapter 2, and we're about to start a new subheading. The title itself is already making me feel a lot of emotions. It's called The Sad Rookie Kings. It also mentions their first mini album, which was released on September 11th, 2013. And that first mini album was Oh Are You Late Too? Or Oh Are You Late Too? Because it's a question mark at the end. And the tracks are Intro, Oh Are You Late Too? N.O., We On, I love We On. Skit, Are You Happy Now? If I Ruled the World. Coffee, oh, that's another great song. I mean, all of the tracks really on the first two albums were fantastic. Then BTS Cypher Part 1, Attack on Bangtan. That one has a phenomenal choreography too, huh? Baldagang-san, yes, the Saturi. That's a really nice song as well. And then Ultra Love in School. I hope you all get a chance to listen to this album. And the first one, We're Too Cool for School. They have really great songs. They worked so hard. Well, Namjoon and Yoongi worked so hard on these first two albums. So do enjoy them, yeah? Okay. Just as they declared at their debut showcase, BTS managed to survive 2013. Their first album, Too Cool for School, released in June 2013, and their follow-up album, Oh Are You Late Too?, released in September of that year, ranked 65 and 55 respectively on the Gaon charts. So South Korea's official music chart, launched by the Korea Music Content Association, the system was relaunched as the Circle chart in July 2022. 2013 album rankings. It was the best showing among all idol groups that debuted that year. So rankings would be calculated as net unit shipments minus units returned. BTS also swept the Best New Artists awards at all the major Korean music awards at the end of 2013, including the Melon Music Awards or MMA, the Golden Disc Awards, the Seoul Music Awards, and the Gaon Chart Music Awards, but not Mnet's MAMA or MAMA. So the Gaon Chart Music Awards was renamed the Circle Chart Music Awards in 2023. and Mnet Asian Music Awards, renamed MAMA or MAMA Awards in 2022. However, the award shows they attended to accept their prizes only served to show the members the reality they faced. Jin recalls, when we won the New Artist's Prize at the MMA, I think it was Shiny Sunbae who won Artist of the Year. Who in Korea back then did not know Shiny? Everyone knew about Beast and Infinite too. But as for us, it was a time when people used to call us those bulletproof vest guys. BTS was given no attention at the award shows. They were dwarfed by countless established artists who were already beloved by the public. And because BTS was the only group from Big Hit Entertainment to attend, they did not have older colleagues from the company to introduce them to other artists. It must have been a puzzling or bewildering time, confusing, and maybe a little lonely for these young kids. They were still kids, at these big award shows with all these big stars too, that they probably also looked up to, and yet they felt ignored. No one spoke to them, and they could not approach anyone. All they could do was attend the award shows, step onto the stage to give brief comments and thanks, and return straight to the dormitory. I still really don't get the, older artists not acknowledging the newbies, the younger ones. I hope that has changed now in 2023. And I think BTS is trying to reach out to the younger artists, younger groups, so they don't feel or experience the same feeling that BTS experienced when they were rookies. A little kindness does go a long way. Again, I hope the adults show a bit of kindness to the younger artists. In the year 2013, when the aforementioned BTS albums ranked 65 and 55 on the Gaon chart, EXO, or EXO, had 6 albums in the top 10, ranked at 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 10. This is one reason BTS is the only Korean male idol group to debut in 2013 that is still discussed today. It was a time when one team had a powerful hold on the market, making it nearly impossible for newcomers to survive. It is no exaggeration to say that the industry's attention was focused entirely on EXO and the debut of the YG Entertainment trainees who appeared on Win, or Who Is Next. BTS's accomplishments at the award shows proved only that they had survived for now. There was no guarantee that they would still be around in 2014 and 2015. If TVXQ and Big Bang were the icons of the Korean idol industry's second-generation male idol groups, EXO and the upcoming YG group were almost certain to be the kings of the third generation. This context is part of the reason that the response to BTS's second album, Oh Are You Late Too, came across as such a shock. According to the Hanteo chart, which gathers data on physical and digital music sales, BTS's debut album Too Cool for School sold 772 units in the first week of release, while the second album, Oh Are You Late Too, sold 2,679 units in the first week of release, more than triple the sales of the first album. Week 1 sales for follow-up albums released by idol groups generally reflect the expectations of the fandom built up by the previous album, meaning that Too Cool for School had been received well by audiences. However, shipping data was not so optimistic. According to the Gaon chart, Oh Are You Late Too shipped 34,030 units in 2013, only a 9,589 unit increase over Too Cool for School, which shipped 24,221 units. Although no one had expected shipping numbers to also have tripled, it was true that growth had failed to meet expectations. An increase from 20,000 to 30,000 units, as opposed to an increase from 200,000 to 300,000 units, was not a particularly significant achievement in the industry. In the Army Corner store video released in June 2021 to commemorate BTS's 8th anniversary, RM describes the 4 albums they released prior to The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series as a cycle of sweet, bitter, sweet, bitter. Oh Are You Late Too was the first of the bitters. J-Hope looks back on the confusion. When we debuted with No More Dream and We Are Bulletproof Part 2, we got a great stage response. I think we were honestly a little bored. But then in the next album with N.O., it felt kind of like being smacked around a bunch. You know, even though that happened in 2013, we can change things. ARMY can change things now in 2023, 10 years after. And I think ARMYs are doing that. All their earlier albums are seeing a resurgence. So I think it is only fitting as a gift to BTS while they are serving in the military that ARMY stream and listen to all their earlier albums once again, so that it won't be anymore a sweet, bitter pattern, but just all sweet, for all the early albums. I think we can do it. Next subheading, this. Oh dear. Shockingly, the disappointing response to Oh Are You Late Too was only one of many tribulations waiting in the wings. Few artists can keep up a streak of successes, and BTS, having made a memorable debut, had a few more chances ahead of them. Both the team and Big Hit Entertainment already had a roadmap planned out for the future. The final song, in our Oh Are You Late Too, which was the outro Love in School, was a preview for the next album, School Love Affair. School Love Affair would deal with the theme of love, an ambitious step to propel the team further into the industry. The team also managed to turn around with Oh Are You Late Too by focusing on Attack on Bangtan as the follow-up song. Attack on Bangtan carries over the confidence and energy BTS built up after their debut, adding speed to the explosive power of No More Dream from the first album. The team was running ahead with a momentum all their own, refusing to slow even after the disappointment of NO. I like NO. J-Hope remembers how the members had no intention of letting their circumstances get them down. J-Hope says, back then, in those circumstances, giving up wasn't even an option. Everyone was like, you worked hard to debut, but you're just going to quit? And we have to do this. We had a moment with NO, but with Attack on Bangtan, it felt like we were finding our groove again. Jin also injected the team with a sense of calm. There's steps to everything. Sometimes you have to climb slowly. And we knew that all the other people who succeeded climbed up slowly, little by little. But the real smack around came from an unexpected place several days afterward on November 21st at music critic Kim Bong-hyun's podcast, Kim Bong-hyun's Hip Hop Invitational. Oh, oh no. This is the dreadful broadcast where older hip hop, rap, so-called rap artists behave so terribly towards Namjoon and Yoongi, I think. RM and Sugar, made an appearance on the podcast's 1-year anniversary episode with rapper Be Free also in attendance. What unfolded next is already widely known to the public. As the recording may be found with a quick YouTube search, it will not be reproduced here. Oh, good. To summarize, Be Free dissed BTS. Looking back, it feels like we went through something everyone has to go through once in their lives. Nope, no, not really. Don't have to go through that. They're just horrible people. RM continues calmly. Taking an insult, translator's note, RM uses the English word insult rather than the Korean equivalent. Like that to our faces and from someone in the same industry. The Korean word moyok feels too flat. I can't think of a word more suitable than insult. Anyway, that was when I learned how to respond when you're walking down the street and you get slapped in the face out of nowhere. RM gives a hollow laugh. Indeed, Be Free's diss was even more shocking than a slap in the face because he passed judgment on BTS's musical identity without even listening to their album. That's just an ignorant person. A shallow-minded, ignorant, rude, immature, and generally really an inconsequential person. It is difficult to imagine a K-pop idol making an ad hominem statement to an artist in another genre, but the opposite continues to be a regular occurrence on the Korean entertainment scene, having started from the very first generation of idol singers. This stems from a widespread stereotype that idol music is inferior in quality and professionalism. However, some people like Be Free act as if they are judges at an audition, publicly passing judgment on idol groups' musical identities in spite of not having that authority. Well, who has the last laugh now? Even in the music industry, the people who look down at idol music Well, wonder what they're thinking now. Idols by nature anyway, they shushed me and looked down on me. The lyrics from BTS Cypher Part 1 in Oh Are You Late Too, released before RM and Suga's encounter with Be Free, contains the team's answer to all such criticism. BTS knew what the public thought of them and responded to such people with a cipher, which is a hip-hop technique. We On lyrics go even further with the ambitious declaration, fans, the public, maniacs, yeah, I'm making them mine. Intro, oh, are you late too? Question was, what was my dream? And NOs, it really is now or never. We still haven't accomplished anything yet. Show clearly why the members chose to be part of BTS. BTS's music documents the journey of its members from not knowing their own dreams, to understanding their ambitions, to fighting to make their goals a reality, and finally, to developing their own perspectives on the way the public perceived them. Different people will respond differently to BTS's music, as musical taste is completely subjective. However, no one can deny that the BTS members filled their songs with their genuine emotions and experiences from this time. In skit Are You Happy Now?, the members express how happy they are in spite of how busy they are, and in the following song, If I Rule the World, they muse on what they might do they find success in a humorous tone. These songs show BTS's response to their small taste of success from the debut album. If Too Cool for School is BTS's autobiographical record of the uncertainty of trainee life, Oh Are You Late Too is their rallying cry as they march into the spotlight, telling the story of BTS's idol life in a hip-hop package, a unique storytelling style that would go on to define the team. NO's theme of wavering between dreams and reality could be realized in any genre. But for BTS, this was not just one small, disparate motif standing apart from the rest of their music. Throughout Oh Are You Late Too, and even their debut album Too Cool for School, the members poured out genuine personal stories into their music, giving concrete form to their determination with lyrics like, It really is now or never, we still haven't accomplished anything yet, and delivering the message with passionate performances on stage. Suga meant it when he stated on Kim Bong-hyun's Hip Hop Invitational that he wanted BTS to act as a bridge between idol music and hip hop, as their music up to that point showed clearly that had been their aim from the very beginning. Bao De Gangsan, in particular, encapsulates BTS's early debut identity. J-Hope explains how the song was made. Because we came from such different backgrounds, there was a suggestion that it would be really fun if we could talk about one another's hometown and rap in dialects. We said, I'm from Gwangju, you, Suga, came from Daegu, and you, RM, come from Ilsan in Gyeonggi Province, so let's each talk about our hometowns and take this song someplace. Baldagang-san was only possible because all of the members had come from outside Seoul. So they began their musical pursuits elsewhere. Each member made his way to the capital in order to make his idol debut. a phenomenon that occurs in all industries because so much of Korean infrastructure is based in Seoul. Not only that, K-pop idol industry norms had the seven young men grouped into a team that shared a dormitory together. In spite of adhering to industry standards in some ways, BTS charted new territory by conveying the origins of each member and describing how they came together as a team in musical format. This process of talking about one another through music, says J-Hope, served to strengthen their bonds. J-Hope says, I don't know how to describe this in words, but I don't think we had prejudices about one another's hometowns, so the conversations were easygoing and we could just laugh together and enjoy hometown stories, and that's how the song developed. It was born because we had respect for one another's origins. However, when Oh Are You Late To was first released, very few people appreciated BTS's novel use of music. BTS were loners in the idol industry, and rappers from the hip-hop scene like Be Free had dissed them without even listening to their work. And no one had batted an eye at such attitudes. In the conversation with RM and Suga, Be Free had insulted not only their music, but also the group's name and Suga's stage name. And when the episode was made public, some even took Be Free's side online and made hateful comments about BTS. It is really sad and a reflection, unfortunately, on the online community, and netizens who chose to be hateful. What I don't get is how can you do that to young people, to kids? Well, they're early 20s and teenagers and they're in their teens. How can an adult, an older person, behave that way to a young a young artist who don't deserve that rudeness? I don't want to generalize because it's not right, but I wish really there were people who spoke up. And I hope there are people who speak up now. At the time, that was the reality of the industry for BTS and the majority of idol groups. It was an era when people online felt free to make degrading comments about artists' names, looks, and actions, not even their music, for no reason other than the fact that they were idols. Again, reflection on the society. Several years later, RM looks back on this moment. It's exactly that, the history of the struggle for recognition. We wanted to be recognized, to prove ourselves. For RM and the others, it was inevitable that they would seek out a reason for doing what they did. RM adds, I looked up and studied so much about insults and hurts, and I got even more passionate. Oh, I really have to do better. Do what better? I wasn't sure, but I had already made my debut and I already got dissed, so I wanted to somehow do something that was within my scope and really empty myself out. It was not long before RF's determination was realized, at least in part. A crew member from Mnet who watched the Kim Bong-eun's hip-hop invitational clip contacted Big Hit Entertainment and RM made an appearance on the May 13, 2014 episode of the Four Things Show, an interview program that looks at the subject of the episode from 4 different angles, in a deeper and more nuanced way than many programs today. Not to mention 2014. It was the perfect opportunity for RM to clarify his own thoughts as he struggled between his identities as a hip hop artist and an idol. Oh, I thank whoever that person was who invited RM to speak at the Four Things show. It was extremely important to me, having unloaded something like that. The hurt was still there, but the interview comforted my heart in some ways. Bad things have to happen for there to be good things. And I thought at the time, oh, something like that happened. But thanks to that, people are coming to reach out to us. Okay. For those people who reached out to RM and to BTS, thank you. The struggles continued and BTS would face unimaginable challenges. But those difficulties ironically helped the members renew their determination and even opened up new opportunities. This was only the beginning of their early career. Concerning this period, Suga simply says, I try not to think about those times if I can help it, because ultimately, we're the ones who won and ended it. Yes. Truer words have never been spoken. Yes, Suga. Don't dwell on those times. Don't think about those times. Just know that you transcended and overcame all those difficulties. Look forward to better times, happier times, and focus on the positives. As they say in the song, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess around with Mr. In Between.